Hey guys, so we're here doing a bit of a track walk guide before the race weekend starts here in Barcelona. I've tested with the team here in 2019. I did preseason testing and in-season testing here with that car. And we're back, bit different the track this time with the difference in turn 10. And I was actually here 2 weeks ago with European Le Mans and was able to see how the track is with this little bit different new layout. We'll be taking you guys throughout the track and showing you guys a little bit how it goes. It's a heavy braking zone, a lot of action over here, especially on the start of the races. Big overtaking point in Barcelona. I would say probably the biggest overtaking point in the whole track. It's a sequence of corner. There's turn 1, which is a right-hander, turn 2 is a left-hander, and you go straight into turn 3. So turn 3 is going to be a fast corner, and depending on how much exit you use in turn 2, that'll determine how quick you'll be able to go through turn 3. So it's interesting. You can take a couple, not I would say different lines here, but different styles of driving. You can go really quick into the corner, have a bit slower exit, a bit more conservative on exit, or you can just focus on really preparing the exit. So a lot of different compromises, especially in turn 1 and turn 2. If you run wide in turn 1, lock up a tire, someone pushes you off the track, it's mandatory for you to go on this runoff area in that lane all the way around those 2 bollards over there at the end of this runoff. Because if you end up going wide and you try cutting the corner here, the stewards, they are going to give you a penalty. So it's really important if the guys run off, even on a start or overtaking maneuver, you run off, you have to go around, follow the lane all the way over there to the exit. And it's pretty costly in terms of time loss, so you don't really want to be going wide over here, in my opinion. So guys, we're here in turn 7. For me, it's one of the most difficult corners in the track. And there's actually something new for this year. The exit curb is very different. So in the past, you'd be able to run out here in this green turf, in this green runoff area here, and you'd have to come back a lot later in the exit because these yellow bananas weren't here. They were a lot later in the corner. But they've added these yellow bananas all the way here. So you actually won't be able to use the track that you were able to use in the past. You're only able to use, you're going to have to use a lot less than what you were used to. So that's something new. I've never been to Barcelona where they had these yellow bananas all the way up to here, or have them so early in the corner. So track limits is definitely going to be very different here than it was in the past. So guys, we're here in the entry at turn 9. Another very fast corner, similar to turn 3, but a lot more tighter this corner. Tighter on entry, tighter on exit. And we're in this is like really the turning point, right at the edge of this green outside curb here. And this is kind of a danger zone too, because as you start getting a little bit more greedy as a driver, you start wanting to use more and more track. And some of the issues sometimes is when you go over the green curb and you start using the grass, and that's where the big problems start happening. Once you start using the grass and you use a little bit too much, it can send you straight in the wall, and we've seen it happen a couple times. So guys, now we're in turn 10, which it's different than last year. It's a different configuration. Still a left-hand corner, but the corner's a lot more open. So I think the speeds we're going to be carrying over here, it's going to be a lot higher than last year's corner. The exit's a lot wider as well, so a lot more room on the exit than it was in the past. Some people might think because it's a quicker corner, it'll be harder to overtake. But in my opinion, I still think there's a good overtaking possibility here, especially because the entry of the corner is later than last year's corner. So from the DRS point to the braking zone, you'll have more distance to be able to use the DRS and to make an overtaking. So guys, now we're here in the last sector, last 3 corners of the track. You have this chicane and then the last corner, which is flat out. By this point in qualifying, for example, your rear tires are over the temperature. They're extremely hot. So by this point, you're trying to manage the oversteer in the car most of the time. Because usually by this point, you have a lot of rear degradation, rear tires get very hot, and then you're just trying to survive just to finish the lap. This is a very slow chicane, but it's actually very technical, and there's a couple different ways you can take it. If you take a lot of entry speed in, you're going to compromise your exit. If you compromise the entry a lot, you're going to be slow on entry, but you will be able to get a better exit through here. So usually brake into the corner, get on throttle in the middle, and then you're having sometimes not a full lift, but a bit of a lift to get rotated in the second part of the chicane. And then you exit, and you're flat out all the way to the end of the lap.